Why is the government recommending now that people reboot their routers? We're going to talk about that. Kind of strange advice.
Welcome to Tech Topics brought to you by Cybervenger. We help keep small businesses stay protected and compliant with cutting-edge cybersecurity and IT solutions.
All right, so rebooting your router. Well, what's your router? It's a thing that connects to the internet. Technically speaking, they're bridging routers usually. So if you've got Comcast, you got a cable modem coming in, then this thing modulates, demodulates modem, and then also routes. So it's a bridging router. Whatever. That comes from the ISP. That's maintained from the ISP. They're usually not actually talking about that, although a lot of those routers will do firewalling. People have oftentimes their own little routers, like a little Linksys or a Netgear, something that little like wireless access point that the internet plugs into one side and the rest of the network plugs in the other side and or is wireless. That can get out of date. That can have flaws and bugs in its firmware, just like everything else. Like we always tell people on this channel, update your firmware, update your software, update all that stuff. Keep your updates going. Anything that's not updated can eventually get discovered by a bad guy and compromised. The routers that you have in your home are no difference. I guess the big push right now is that a lot of these little home routers, especially ones from TP-Link, because TP-Link is China government affiliated, and there's been a lot of bad things found in that hardware. And the idea being that those old firmware devices need to be updated or replaced with something new. You don't want to run hardware that's too old. I know, it seems like a cash grab. It's like a perfect lame excuse for the big IT to sell you more junk. And with all the e-waste out there, it really hurts taking a perfectly good working router and throwing it out. But if it has bugs in it and you can't firmware update it, or you don't firmware update it, then it's not really working properly. It can allow your network to take it over remotely, turn into a botnet, allow them to spy on what you're doing on your network, ultimately compromise you, compromise other networks, so on and so forth. But what about the advice for rebooting it? Well, there are some flaws where you can overload or buffer overflow the router and then get it to do stuff, and the instructions are all in RAM. You can't write to the hard drive, can't write to the flash, but you can get to run. Rebooting it would reset that and force them to hack it all over again. So technically this is valid advice. Like if you think your router is actively compromised right now, something weird is going on, try rebooting it. Couldn't hurt, right? Other than wasting 10 minutes of your life. But from a real practical standpoint, rebooting an infected machine to clear it gets you pretty much nothing. I observed this in the real world about 20 years ago when the Welcha and blaster worms hit. Now, a little background, that what a worm does is a worm doesn't wait for you to accidentally open up the wrong file. It just goes out to the internet and scans for vulnerable machines, exploits the vulnerability, installs itself, and then that infected machine now goes and infects other machines. That's why it's called a worm. It does stuff more than just a virus. Well, a virus can have any kind of payload. A virus needs you to it infects an existing application. The application has to get run. A worm just kind of operates without. You don't have to do anything wrong to get infected with a worm. And it was a flaw in the Windows operating system, but it happened so fiercely and so rapidly, it kind of took down the entire internet. This is like 20 years ago. One of the customers I was working at got hit with this thing. And what happened is I had taken a laptop. I dialed up to the internet over a modem just long enough to download the network card driver because I had no network. But I did have a modem driver. Okay, good. In the tiny amount of time, over a 56K modem, while downloading a driver, and I disconnected immediately, it got infected. And then as soon as I installed the network card driver, it started infecting the rest of the network. And I only had it on for a minute as I shut it down to deal with it later. But once it infected one computer, it infected everything. It took the entire network down. It collapsed the entire network. And the antivirus would find it, remove it, and seconds later, it would be reinfected. Having lived through that, the only way to fix something like that is to patch the flaw that the worm is using to inject itself in the first place. Otherwise, reinfection can be so rapid, it's as if you didn't even remove it at all. And really, it's kind of a wasted effort. I think that's what we're going to see with any kind of routers. If you have a vulnerability in your home router and it gets infected, even if rebooting clears the infection temporarily, that temporary amount of time is so short when we're all connected to the internet, all connected to gigabyte connections these days. What's the point? I think this is terrible advice. I think it gives people a false sense of security, does absolutely nothing. The real advice is if you have a router at home and you haven't changed it in 5 years, log into it and see if you can update the firmware. If there is no new firmware or you can't update it, don't know how, go get another one. Or go buy a firewall. Or even if you want to be cheap and you want to reuse old hardware, go get an old PC and load like IP Fire on it and make that computer your router. And then you can update the software, the Linux software for IP Fire. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll do an IP Fire video one of these days for home users. That's probably a good idea next. Let me know in the comments down below if you think you'd want to be walked through how to use IP Fire. Maybe it's something people already know if they're watching this channel. I'd love to hear from you folks. I would definitely happy to do a video if that's useful. That's all I got for this week. I thought I'd adjust the buzz that's on the internet. Everybody's all upset because of all the things that have been happening lately because Iran is attacking us because we attacked them. Yeah, so that's all I got, and I'll see you all in the next one.
Thanks for watching. We hope this video has provided valuable information to you. Be sure to share this video with other small business owners to spread the word about the importance of cybersecurity. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos like this. If you want more information about cybersecurity, visit us at www.cybervenger.com.